Are you guys ready for the laws of the universe? Alright, let's get into the first one. The law of divine oneness. In order to operate this law, it has to do with you being one with everything and everyone. We are all unique, yet the same. We are all energetic beings who transfer energy from one to another. So looking at each person you come across as thyself is the true commandment of the law of Moses and the golden rule as well. For instance, the golden rule says to do unto others as thou would like done to yourself. So, more constructively and critically thinking about this, let's analyze that real quick. Interchangeably, it's telling you directly about the law of oneness. So you look at it and you'd say, okay, so if my neighbor is me, then I should treat my neighbor like I treat myself. But more deeper than that, what you want to do is you want to look at it like this. My neighbor is me and I am my neighbor. Alright, so you want to treat your neighbor, feel your neighbor, be in your neighbor's shoes, see through their eyes, to better understand your neighbor. Alright? So it's like being a manager of a store and your employees have terrible attitudes. Alright? Why would they have a terrible attitude? Well, you could just think, oh, they don't want to be at work today. Or you could think, okay, well, maybe something's going on at home. Maybe I can help with that. Maybe they don't have any food. Maybe I can help with that. You put yourself in other people's shoes. You see through their eyes. You feel their feelings. And you become them. And they become more because someone else cares. So then they care for someone else. See? And now, what ends up happening is pay it forward. The golden rule is it's like magic, okay? What the golden rule does is it allows you to have no separation from another, okay? It's very mystical in that way. So, in a lack of better words, you could say that there is no distance between you and another person because consciously, on a conscious level, we are all connected. They have a mind, you have a mind. They have a body, you have a body. It's all about likeness. Alright? Just because you have this and they don't doesn't make you any different from them. That's where we're going with the golden rule. There is no difference at all. Just because they have a PS5 and you have an Xbox. It doesn't matter. You have a game system. Play the game. And that's the golden rule. Alright? There's no separation. You and I, we are one. And that leads into the law of divine oneness. This is how you conquer and understand this law here on the physical realm. Okay? These This is the emotion wheel, okay? You will experience each one of these emotions in your lifetime, all right? Each one of these emotions are going to happen. It is up to you how you respond to these emotions, all right? Once you understand your emotions, then you can go into the chakra system, all right? This right here is what you feel, all right? You have the spiral down from the heart to the root, or the spiral up from the heart to the crown. And this is about any situation, okay? So you could treat your family, as with passion, okay? But you could treat your spouse with anger. You get where I'm going? So this is every situation in your life, how you respond to it, and with what emotions. Once you have mastered your emotions, you will move on to the self, the persona, the animus, and the shadow. The four faces of God. Yes, the four faces of God. Now, if you read these little bulletins right here, which they might be backwards, my apologies if they are, you will understand in the future when I go through this more in depth. I'll just read it to you. The persona, derived from the Latin word mask. The different social masks worn in different situations, groups, and a form of protection. The anima. The anima is feminine, the animus is masculine. The opposite gender qualities and attributes of the psyche represents true self-combination of synergy. The shadow. The dark side of the psyche consists of repressed memories, ideas, emotions, weaknesses, desires, instincts. Represents wildness, chaos, and the unknown. The self. Unification of the conscious and unconscious, undivided, and self-actualization contains all aspects of an individual. That's the mind for you. So, once you understand the mind, then you want to understand your archetype. Alright, we have every archetype within us. Okay, each of these archetypes represents a crucial part of consciousness. These, what would you say, are the main characters? There is the innocent, the orphan, the hero, the caregiver, the explorer, the rebel, the lover, the creator, the jester, the sage, the magician, and the ruler. Once you understand what kind of archetypes you act out of, then you must understand your personality type. Here are all the personality types. These are what you would say as the classes of the main characters. I am actually this one. That's me. Okay. So after you have the persona done, the self, the mind, the emotions, now let's move on to your stars. This is a photograph of your personality, your will, and you. So, this is the accurate star map. All right, as above, so below. So, what you see here is Scorpio takes up 5% of this whole chart. And that's on purpose because that's what it is in the heavens. And these dates, those are real too. Here is a more accurate planet map so that you can understand the planet and what their rulerships are. And now, here is your star body. Each of these planets rule a part of your body. Remember what happened with Osiris, how he was cut up into 13 pieces? Yeah. And once you have all of that, then you must understand your name and your birthday. I highly recommend this book. It's a beginner's guide to numerology. Alright, written by Joy Woodward, and she did a phenomenal job. And then once you have your numerology, then you must understand your astrology. This is written by Mantak, Chia, and William Wee. Alright, and this is cosmic astrology, and it is probably the most thorough one I've ever found. It has east to west versions in it, cards, whole 9 yards. And it is very, very, very in depth. I enjoy it a lot. Once you understand yourself as above and below, you will have a more in-depth understanding of the law of divine oneness.